I've been trying to grow on YouTube, and I think I know why most people fail. The frustrating part is I'm still struggling with it too. I've been studying other channels, trying to understand what's working, what's not, looking at creators that are growing, creators that kind of feel stuck, and creators that I don't even watch anymore, and even evaluating my own videos. And the weird thing is that most of the advice is actually right. Be consistent, follow your passion, find your niche, but when you actually try to apply it, it's not that simple because you could be doing all those things and still not grow. And that's where it gets confusing. So I started breaking it down, and this is what I keep seeing in other channels and in myself. A lot of people say that you need passion, and I actually agree with that. But I also think that's where a lot of people get it wrong, because passion alone doesn't mean you understand how this works. It just means you're willing to start. And starting is the easy part. The hard part, it's realizing what it actually takes to get good at this. I mean, I've been doing this for years. Directing, photography, production. But when it comes to YouTube, I still feel like a beginner. Like, yeah, someone might watch a video and say, this looks great. But I'm watching it thinking the pacing is off, the edit could be tighter, and this part didn't hit the way I wanted. And that gap is bigger than most people expect. Because from the outside, it looks simple. You pick up a camera, you record, you upload, but once you're in it, you realize this is a completely different game. And I think that's where a lot of people underestimate this. Because when you're starting, you look at other creators and it feels achievable. You're like, I can do that, and maybe you can. But what you don't see at first is how good they actually are. Like, really good. Not just technically, but in the way they make it all feel effortless. The way they talk to camera, the way they hold your attention, or the way they structure an idea so that it feels simple, even when it's not. Because one thing is to do maybe a production a month, but another thing is to post 2 videos a week on your YouTube channel. Now that's a different beast. And I think that's the part that a lot of people underestimate. Because when someone is really good at this, they make it look easy. And that can of course fool you into thinking that the gap is very small, but it's not. Even with my background, I still look at my YouTube videos and I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface. That's why I think many people quit too early. Not because they don't care, but because they don't realize how long it actually takes to get good. They also don't understand the balance between themselves and the audience. And this one's tricky because both extremes can hurt you. If you only make videos for yourself, there's a good chance that nobody really connects with them. I know that because I've done it. I had an old channel and I was posting all kinds of stuff. I would post a review, a vlog, random ideas, even portfolio or client work. It was all over the place. And because of that, it never really found an audience. But I think the opposite can also happen. If you only make videos based on what you think people want, you can start losing yourself too. And I'm also going through a version of that right now. Because as much as I'm trying to think about topics that could be interesting to you guys, I'm still not getting the views yet. So then you start asking yourself, am I making videos for me? Am I making videos for the audience? Or am I stuck somewhere in between? And I think that's the real challenge. Trying to find ideas that can help the channel grow while keeping the spirit of what you actually want to say and do. Because if it's only for you, it doesn't connect. But if it's only for the audience, at some point, it stops feeling like you. And that balance is harder to find than people think. They also don't understand what consistency actually means. Because a lot of people hear that word and they immediately think that it just means posting more. Post more, upload more, be everywhere all the time. And yes, to a certain degree, to a certain point, frequency matters. Because if you disappear for too long, people will stop thinking about you. You lose momentum, you lose familiarity. It's like what Maddie Hapoja just said recently in a video.
I just think we've been kind of bad friends to them.
To you.
To these guys.
To you.
To you. And that's like a bad friend who shows up every once in a while and he's always asking for something.
Yeah.
Every time.
He only calls you when he needs your truck bed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's always like, hey, yeah, great seeing you. By the way,
can you take this to the dem for me?
Can I have some money?
And creators, they can feel like that too. Sometimes they could disappear for weeks, maybe months, and then suddenly they're back with a sponsored video asking you for your attention, asking you for the clicks, asking you to care. That doesn't feel like consistency, that feels transactional. But on the other side, I also don't think that consistency means posting nonstop. Because if you're posting all the time but your videos aren't thoughtful, or they don't really say anything, or they feel rushed, that doesn't help you either. So I think real consistency, it's about building trust. It's to show up often enough so that people don't forget you, but also showing up with something that feels intentional. It's not just frequency, it's rhythm. It's the kind of consistency that can start making people understand your voice, your style, and more importantly, what they can expect from you. Because it's not just about working harder. It's about finding a pace that you can actually sustain without losing quality or losing yourself in the process. And I think when you put all of this together, that's where eventually a lot of people fall off. Not always because they're lazy, not always because they don't care, and not even because they're not talented enough, but because they never build a system that allows them to keep going. A way of creating that they can actually sustain with their time, with their energy, with their real life. And honestly, I'm going through that right now. I've only been back in freelancing for a few months, so I'm trying to get my business going again while also trying to grow this channel. And let's be real, this channel is not making me money yet. So trying to balance both is tough. And without systems, without structure, without a way of making this sustainable, it'll be impossible. And I think that's what I'm learning right now, that making this work, it's not just about making content. It's about building a life that can support the kind of creator that I want to become. So if you're in that stage right now too, just know that you're not the only one trying to figure this out. I hope you all like this video. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.